You already seen the title of this video. Stop looking for a sorry. And lately I've been contemplating about that, right? You have someone you had disagreement about, or someone did you wrong in those sense, you know? And this was inspired because I was thinking about this motivational video excuse me, from Eric Thomas. And in it, you know, this is the one he did at London, right? He was talking about it, and he was talking about, like, you know, you gotta free yourself. And then, you know, he was talking about how he was looking for a sorry. You know, he was looking for a sorry from his father that wasn't in his life. You know, he asked his father, like, you know, why weren't you there in my life? He asked, you know what I mean? He asked his man. And his father said, you see, your mother. And he said, wow, you had to go there. And it made me think, because I think everybody can relate to something in their life that you're like, man, someone did you wrong, someone did you dirty, someone betrayed your trust, someone cheated you, snaked you. It made me think, like, dang, like, all you want is an apology. You get to the point where you're like, dang, like, you know, I'll be good, I'll be free, you know what, I can forgive the person, but they're gonna have to own up to it. They're gonna have to apologize to me. They're gonna have to say that they're sorry, you know? They did me wrong. They, like, you know what I'm saying? They betrayed me, you know? They were supposed to be my friend, but now you an enemy. How's that make sense? You know what I mean? I thought we were fighting the same battle together, but you on enemy lines, fighting with them. Come on now, I'm speaking. Like, you know, whatever it is, you're like, that person did me wrong. Either they know it or they don't know it. Either they get it or they don't get it. You know what I mean? Some people don't have the knowledge of some things. So they might not even realize that they did you wrong. And you can still go up to them and explain the situation. Tell them, like, hey, in this, you know, whoever made a friend, a relationship, you know, a family member, hey, you did me wrong, you know? You betrayed my trust, or, you know, you didn't follow through with what you said, you know what I mean? Like, you think, like, you know, you didn't keep your word to me, and you might be valid in anything, you know what I mean? I've been through my go-through, and you have too. And then I remember, even certain my situations, it's always like, well, what happened was, it always starts with something like that. You know, it's funny. Maybe it's because us as humans, we so prideful, we so egotistic, we're so selfish, you know, that we don't like talking bad about ourselves or apologizing to other people. That's a lot of people got to work on that. And it's funny. And I remember asking the person, I'm like, hey, like, you did me wrong. And then he just start off with, well, you gotta understand. Like, come on. Like, we can't even start off with, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? I get it. Like, people need to defend themselves, but it's like, dang. Like, you know what you did. You just not really, you know what I'm saying? You don't really think what you did was wrong. That's the problem. And so, back to that motivational video, it's like, man, like, he was going through it. Eric Thomas went through it, and even his father couldn't apologize to him. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even take accountability. And that's what a lot of people struggle with nowadays. And that's what, like, we got to work on as a society and hold other people to that standard of responsibility of taking accountability. And I see it now. It's like, dang, man, like, nobody wants to be the bad guy. Everybody has the reasons, and sure you do, but even with any of your reasons doesn't justify the actions. You know what I mean? Some people think the ends justify the means, you know, but it's like, dang, like, you still did me wrong, you know? I'm moving on. I just need an apology. I can get through it. I can forget it. And it's like, most of the time, for most people, that doesn't work out. And what you're expecting, you're never gonna get. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have people be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Great, Zunloe, please forgive me. Like, that's never gonna happen to me. It makes me realize how much, which, you know, it's different if you like feel like you don't want to play the victim role either. You gotta be understandable. Always gotta come in at it it's any situation with an open mind. You know, you can't just be like, they did me wrong, screw them. I don't think that really helps facilitate a learning or learning from that experience, you know? So you gotta come out with an open perspective, open mind, of course, in any situation. It makes me realize that people like, you know, we looking for a sorry and stuff, but then you get into like a hostage situation. You get to a point where you're like, man, like, I just need them to say that I can move on with my life. I just need them to say sorry. But you put yourself in a cage and you pretty much throw the key out of your reach and you blaming, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you, you gotta stop looking for a sorry. You might deserve one, you might not, but here's the thing is that at the end of the day, you're wasting time. You know what I mean? Time's the most valuable thing. So the more days, hours, days, weeks, and months you spend on it, you're wasting valuable time that you can spend on something else, something more productive. And so it makes me think just like, man, like it's crazy. Like, even though you might deserve an apology, you pretty much holding yourself captive. You know what I mean? And it's like, it made me come to realize that you gotta free yourself. You gotta stop looking at other people to free you. You gotta free yourself from those situations. You know, for me, I'm a man of faith. I pray to God too, you know? And I think God gives you the power and people the power to free themselves from that situation. And so that's my biggest thing is that you gotta stop looking for the sorry. You gotta look for the freedom. You gotta look like progression, you know what I mean? And not to hold yourself or be stuck in the past. And that's why I figured out, man. I was like, dang, I've been looking at myself. I'm like, I've been stuck in the past. I've been trying to make sense of what happened, whatnot. And you might find out, but it doesn't help you now. That person isn't in your life no more. That person, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that benefit you now? So like, you know, it might for some people, but I'm just saying like, in the sense of just being sorry or looking for a sorry or looking for an apology, most of the time you ain't gonna get excuses. Or you gonna get, you know, maybe you want to understand the other person's perspective. Cool. But don't hold up your own life for that. Free yourself. And I think that in itself, it's like powerful because you're like, man, wow. It really is. Sometimes it really is you holding yourself back, or it's really yourself that's locking yourself up in a sense. And it's like, you gotta free yourself from that mind game, you know? Stop looking for a sorry. Because if you don't, you're never gonna be able to free yourself. See ya.